Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Collecting Vintage Unopened podcast. My name is Brandon Stewart. This is a podcast devoted to discussing anything and everything in regards to the collecting of vintage unopened materials. So rack packs, cello packs, wax boxes, you name it. And typically we talk about sports cards on this podcast, but tonight we actually have something really special and fun. We're actually going to talk about vintage Batman unopened with none other than Kurt Christensen. So Kurt, thank you for joining us again tonight.
Hey Brandon, how you doing? I'm glad to be here again, and a topic that is near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, Batman. There's some really cool packs that that I've seen from your collection and some of the Facebook groups. And why don't we just start with how you got into actually collecting Batman unopened?
Yeah, that's a great question. I've always been a Batman fan. As a kid, I grew up watching the Batman reboot with 1989, the Batman, and then Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, those four movies. And I don't know what it was about them, but they really, I really enjoyed them. And there were some trading card releases that went along with them. I remember opening, not really 89 Batman, but I remember opening a lot of 1992 Stadium Club Batman Returns cards. And as I grew older and started collecting, the Batman fascination has always stayed with me. And they were hard to find compared to other packs in the 60s that I had collected. I had probably already started my 60s baseball cello pack run, but I would just notice that, this Batman stuff's kind of tough, and only came with one issue. 1966 Topps was the only year that Topps produced a vintage Batman set. And I just said, these are kind of cool. They don't cost very much money. And I started picking them up. That, like I said, that interest was peaked all the way back as a kid. I got fond memories. I still have my stacks of Batman Returns Stadium Club
Sure.
that I would have opened. But it was more that it was just something that I noticed, that it was like, these don't show up very often. I'm seeing a lot more football, baseball, unopened packs from the 60s, and the Batman ones didn't show up much. So I just say, I better pick up a few.
And so there are, I guess, animated cards that Topps produced in 1966, but there's also actual photo cards, correct?
That is correct. So the big distinction, if we're talking vintage Batman, of course, is 1966 was a year, and Topps produced sets that, like you said, animated, or they were kind of based off the comics of the time. And the three iconic sets led off by the Black Bat set, and that would be with the debut card number one in that set is the Batman card. And I got a picture. I don't own very many singles, but this is card number one of the Black Bat set. PSA number 8, it is the Batman, and that is what people consider the Batman rookie card.
Wow.
That was card number one in the Black Bat set. That was the first set that Topps released. They followed that up with the Red Bat set, and then the Blue Bat set. Those were the three animated or, based off the comics issues. Topps then, as you mentioned, then released additional sets that were based off the TV show and movies that came out, which was also based off the TV show. And there was a color photo set, a Bat Laughs set, and then my personal favorite of all of the Batman sets, the Riddler Back set. I have a cello pack here of Riddler Back cello pack to get an idea what the cards might look like.
Oh, okay.
That is a movie scene picture right from the movie, the 1966 Batman movie.
Okay. Can you show the other side of the pack too?
Yep, I was just going to get to them. And what's neat about these, there's a decoder on the back of the pack. So the Riddler Back set has a decoder. It's kind of a neat little niche thing that they put in that set.
So that's what it means by Riddler Back. The decoder is on the back.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was kind of the name was, I don't know if it's a little bit of a catchy name or something, but those sets, like I said, were based off of the movie. I think if you get into the bat laughs and color photos, they were pictures taken from the TV series, but the same actors were in the TV series and the movie. So people can get those sets mixed up because it's hard to tell the difference.
How are there differences in the how the wax packs look, or how is it easy to tell?
So the wax packs, as far as on the movie side of things, yes, there were difference. Like the Riddler back set was in a yellow wax pack wrappers, very nice, bold, cool graphics on them, and the bat laughs was a blue wrapper. So pretty easy to distinguish between the pair. It gets more difficult though with the animated sets, the black bat, the red bat, and the blue back wax packs. Those can look really similar.
Interesting. And
so I don't have a pack of those. I'm a cello pack collector, so I don't have packs of those to show you, but they look really similar.
And so you said that it was the animated sets, if you will, they were released in 3 releases. So you have the black bat, the red bat, and the blue bat. And these were all released in cello packs.
So they would have released, and I got a couple cello packs to show, and this will help show where you can tell the difference on the black bats. This is a black back cello pack. See if I get my finger right. Right there, you can see the bat wing. It is black. Sure. So when they say black bat, that is what they're looking at on the card. The Batman wing is black. Okay. So all of those cards in that set would show that wing being black. But yes, those would have been issued in wax packs as well. And this is where where it gets interesting. Now, I'm not sure if they were released. It's my understanding that they could have been found in cello boxes as well as racks. However, I've never seen a full cello box, and the racks, the pack is the same that would be in a cello box. So were they only issued in racks? I have a rack here just so I can try to show you what I'm talking about. These aren't typical racks like we would think of, like 1987 tops. They're actually 3 individual cello packs. If you would open this rack up, you would have an individually wrapped cello inside here.
Wow. And so and are these this is the Batman movie, or is this Bat Laughs, or what?
This goes with the Riddler back set.
Wow, that is just amazing for a rack pack collector. That is like truly, that is the coolest rack pack I've ever seen.
And here's cool. A neat piece of info here. So the Riddler back set is only 38 cards.
Oh, okay.
Each of these cello packs should contain 15 cards. So you could likely have, if one would open these, there'd be 45 cards here. You could, theoretically have the whole set in this rack pack.
Wow, that's crazy. Can you show the header a little bit more? That header is so cool. So it's a yellow header. There's the Batman cartoon character on it. Wow, that is amazing. 29 cents.
I'm glad you said the header. So the wax pack version of this, the wrapper looks very similar to this header.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wow, that is.
But like I was saying, you can find all these in wax packs. Now, I've only ever seen cello packs, or I've only ever seen rack packs. Like I said, if you would open this up, these 3 cello packs, they would still be wrapped. They're individually wrapped cello packs. Yeah. So did they actually come in cello boxes as well? Or did they just come in racks? I don't know. I've seen empty display boxes. So I think they probably came in full cello boxes as well. But, I'm not aware of, one that's been surfaced to, confirm that, even though I would think that they would have, just because I've seen the empty display boxes.
Well, yeah, and if they were only available in racks, then that would mean that people cut open the rack and kept the cellos, which seems kind of counterintuitive. Why would you
I
destroy
agree.
the rack and then keep the cello?
Yep. So
I'm sure
so
that
yeah.
happens some, but that's interesting. That's really interesting.
So yeah, they probably were issued in wax packs, cello
Mhm.
boxes, as well as the racks.
So I take it you've never seen a full box of any of these. You've never
I've
seen.
seen occasionally.
Mhm.
This would have been it's probably been 6-7 years since I've seen a full one, but I've seen 3 to 4 full wax boxes in the past. They would have been in the black bats, red bats. When we're talking the animated series, we had, like I said, we had the black bats, the red bats, and then the blues. The blue is definitely the hardest of the cards to find. And as far as packs, I don't own a blue cello
Okay.
pack. I think if I last time looked in the pop report, there was only one graded.
Wow.
So here is a red. There you can see the difference. There's a red in the, so that's where they're getting the red bat set. These I would say are the most common to find if you're looking as far as packs would be.
Mhm.
Most of the Batman cello packs that surface are the reds. The blacks are next on that list, but I said I've never seen a blue one surface.
Wow, that's crazy. For some reason, I thought the black were rarer. I don't know why I thought. I didn't even know there was a blue variation, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah.
This is
So the blue is difficult. Black is definitely worth the most money. It's worth the most money because you have this card.
sure.
It was the first. If you think about it in Star Wars terms, why is Series 1 of 77 Star Wars worth the most money? It was the first series released, and I think I kind of say a similar thing with the Batman. Why is the Black Bat set worth the most? Probably because it was the first one released.
Sure, that makes sense. So these were all made by Topps. We know that O-Pee-Chee made cards during this period. Did O-Pee-Chee make Batman cards?
They did. So, and not only did O-Pee-Chee make Batman cards, but there was also a company. It was called A and BC. It was a British company that was contracted to produce cards. It looked, just like the Topps versions and the O-Pee-Chee versions, but they were produced over in England. And there's actually a fair amount of non-sport cards from the '60s that were. It's A and BC publishing. As far as packs go,
Mhm.
O-Pee-Chee packs are very tough to find, as you can imagine. Just like we know O-Pee-Chee baseball, was produced at whatever percent less it was. If it
Sure.
was half production or 25% production, nobody probably knows, but significantly less. To my knowledge, the O-Pee-Chee versions and the A and BC versions were only issued in wax packs. The pop report shows no O-Pee-Chee cello packs or rack packs, and I've never heard of anybody ever mention any either. And if I look at other '60s non-sport issues variations, I've never seen another '60s O-Pee-Chee cello pack. It's always been wax. But that kind of stays true, through the baseball, as well. If you think about '70s O-Pee-Chee baseball, they were all wax packs. They didn't have O-Pee-Chee cello packs and racks either. So I'm thinking that's probably accurate.
Yeah, O-Pee-Chee really didn't do racks only until the '80s, and it was very, very limited. '84 and 1980, right? I mean, that was pretty much
Yep.
the only O-Pee-Chee
Yeah,
baseball for rack collectors that we have.
it
So
is. You're correct.
I guess that makes sense. Then why would you make them if that's not your, that wasn't their focus at the time. That's interesting though, they made them. Have you ever seen
So
one come up for auction or anything, an O-Pee-Chee wax pack?
I've seen a couple GAI graded O-Pee-Chee wax packs, and since O-Pee-Chee doesn't make cellos, I have interest in buying, bidding on a few, but I haven't secured a purchase of that item yet. Wax packs get difficult, and we all know, GAI grading, PSA grade, nobody's perfect. So in a couple times I've seen some show up, just a few things in the photos that, I maybe didn't like the best. So I haven't bid real strong on, and just knowing that the production is so much limited, that tells you in your mind too, that, to be careful of resealed packs on O-Pee-Chee Batman. So I would definitely like to own an O-Pee-Chee Batman wax pack, but haven't had that one cross the path yet.
Sure. And did they do the same black bat, red bat, blue bat?
Yes. So the animated series, just like you said, the black, the red, and blue, yes, I believe all had O-Pee-Chee variations. However, not all the movie and TV shows ones. My favorite set, like I'd mentioned, the Riddler Backs, which was what my rack was, and these cello backs, they're highlighted by the black borders. Sure. To my knowledge, I do not think O-Pee-Chee produced that set. Okay. So it is, but the three animated sets they did, the black, the red, and the blue.
It's so interesting. It's such a whole new world of unopened. And it's so, like you've pointed out, they're so rare. Some of these vintage non-sport items are really, really hard to get a hold of. How many, if you don't mind me asking, how many Batman cello packs do you have? Because your Batman collection is truly remarkable. I mean, it's very impressive. It's the envy of the Facebook community.
What really got me going into a big realm on the unopened Batman collection is met a friend named Bill Sakis, and he had a partial cello box of the Riddler Backs, and I got them all here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I got 9 Riddler Back cello packs. I'll throw another one up. Cool. A picture of. I like this one. It's got a nice picture of the penguin in it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he sold me these 9 packs with what he said was the display box that he thought they came out of. So I was fortunate enough to get on 9 of those from a real early collecting stage. I got 9 of the Riddlers. We go to the red bats. I think I have 7 red bats. I showed you the one. Let's see if we can get a picture of another one here. There's another red.
Oh, that's so cool.
So I got 9 and I got 7 reds. So that would be 17. And then the black, I believe I have 5. So that's a little over 20. And here's the pack that I've said numerous times is the most favorite unopened item I own in my entire collection.
Oh, wow. For those of you listening, go ahead, Kurt.
That's the cello pack with the card number 1 on top of the cello pack. So that is, in my opinion, of course, I'm a little bit biased, but you had mentioned, the rarity of non-sports. I'm not sure there's a better non-sport pack out there. You could probably make the argument there might be a few that, are just as good, but I'm not sure that there's a better one. That set and that card are as iconic as they come for non-sport cards, and to have that card on top of a legit cello pack is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's insane. So it's for those of you listening on Buzzsprout, Kurt is showing a 66 tops black bat cello pack with the number 1, the Batman card. So it's Batman's rookie card in the most desirable variation, the black bat variation. That is just so cool. Yeah, I can see why that's one of your key pieces of your collection. Do you have any others you want to show? I know my viewers would love to see anything that you care to show.
We can peek on some more of the vintage cellos, maybe towards the end. But if we wanted to move it up a block, so what also is unique about Batman is, for as popular as Batman's been, really, if you're talking vintage, there's only 1966. They didn't have a 70s issue. There wasn't. This was 66. You have to jump to 1989 when Batman came out with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicklaus to find new Batman cards. And I have a couple boxes here, and then I'll get to packs. This is what you would find from that movie. As we've all seen these before, this is 1989 Topps finally released another Batman set to correspond with the new Michael Keaton movie. And as big as the movie was in 89, these boxes were extremely popular as well. And it was so popular that they made a second series as well. So there was 2 series released in 89 for Topps. And as we mentioned, O-Pee-Chee also made a set. This is a Series 1 O-Pee-Chee 89 Batman box. I don't have a Series 2 here, but so that's the time frame. We jumped from 1966 to 1989. So I think that might be part of the reason why that product in a set was also so popular with Batman fans, because it was the first time they were able to get their hands on a new set.
Sure. And are the O-Pee-Chee of the 89 set, are they much harder to find unopened?
Yes. Now we're still talking 89. So, it is, you can definitely find them. It's not extremely difficult to find them, but for example, I would say for every 10 Topps boxes you see 1 O-Pee-Chee box. Okay. Something like that. So definitely harder to find than Topps. But if you're looking to, add an O-Pee-Chee 89 Batman box to your collection, you can find them.
Well, one of the cool things that I learned about the O-Pee-Chee release from 89, from ripping vintage packs, from getting your this product ripped as a customer of yours, is that the stickers aren't actually stickers, right?
And I learned that as well. I learned that as well. I did not know that either.
That is so strange. Why wouldn't they shell out the extra? I don't understand that. But so we have the 89 release in Topps and O-Pee-Chee, and then we have, what's the next release?
So then they followed the movies. So Batman Returns came out in 1992, and there were 2. It could have been 3. There was Topps released a Batman Returns set. And then I think it was just 2, and then Stadium Club released Batman, and there was 3, because there was an O-Pee-Chee set too. So there was an O-Pee-Chee Topps set, or an O-Pee-Chee Batman, Topps Batman, and then the Batman Returns. I'm a fan of the Batman Returns set. The Stadium Club photos, if you think about the baseball Stadium Club photos, were nice, big, clear photos, in the Stadium Club Batman was as well. Then you start to get into, after that, of course, they did follow the movies. There was a 95 Batman Forever set, in 1997, Batman and Robin. But you also got in the 90s into some of more animated sets that corresponded with some of the TV shows at the time, as well as, more comics. And one of the better known is 1993, there was a set in a box called Batman the Animated Series. It was a TV series as well. And that set issued with what people consider the Harley Quinn rookie card. So it was the first time Harley Quinn has made her appearance on a Topps trading card. It was in the 93 the animated series box.
Okay. And these were all released, I'm guessing, in wax packs.
Yes.
Okay.
That is correct.
Okay.
And there were numerous other ones throughout the 90s of various, there was I think 95 had a Skybox release, and, there were a few other ones, in that animated, type versions. What's kind of interesting though is 2005, to my knowledge, was the last Batman set release. It corresponded with the movie Batman Begins. But so when that trilogy started with Christian Bale, there was Batman Begins was the first movie, but The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises did not have releases. And now since then, there hasn't been a Batman release since 2005. So it'll be curious to see, what happens, down the road.
Yeah. Well, and especially considering what blockbuster movies they were. Heath Ledger is the Joker, and The Dark Knight is one of the most iconic villains in cinema history.
I agree.
So, yeah, it's so crazy that they didn't release cards. Some of the Batman Forever and the Batman and Robin, did Topps make any product, or was it just Fleer?
It was just Fleer, so contract switch. So Fleer made 3 issues in '95 for the Batman Forever movie. I actually really enjoyed that movie as a kid. Maybe I was just a little bit older, and was able to enjoy it more. But so they had a base Fleer issue, and that was found in retail stores. You could find that in a Kmart or Shopko or something at the time. And I know I had those as a kid. We had a Shopko in town, and I bought Fleer '95 Fleer Batman Forever. But then there was the Ultra version, which would have been in hobby shops, and there you would have had a few more inserts. You had a hologram and a couple of things in the Ultra. And then there was a metal version that was supposed to be the high end version, and so there was 3 issues in '95. There was a retail version, then the Ultra version, and the metal version.
So they made Fleer Metal Batman Forever the same way they made Fleer Metal all those awesome NBA cards from that time period.
That is correct.
That's crazy. I didn't.
Those boxes are a bit more difficult to find. The Ultras and the Fleers, I mean, they're not expensive. Yeah. They're all over the place, and you can find the metal, but it's a little harder to find, and it will cost you a little more money.
Now that might be my next unopened hunt. I might have to, do you have any of the metal boxes?
Honestly, I actually don't. I don't. I gravitate to. So as a kid, I didn't even know they existed. We didn't have. The internet wasn't around or anything. All I knew was, okay, there's a Fleer at Shopko. Let's pick up a box. Sure. So that's still when I look at the Batman Forever cards. That's what I like to grab.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's really interesting. Yeah, the Fleer Ultra, it's a fun, like the Batman Forever, it's a fun rip. There's the holograms, but there's enough of it out there that I think we can all safely tear into as much.
Yeah, we're not going to hurt the quantities by opening a box of that every now and then.
Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kurt, for sharing your knowledge about this, because this is an area of unopened that a lot of us don't know very, very little about. So thank you so much for coming on and for sharing some of your knowledge. Do you want to show some of your vintage packs?
Yeah, we'll go through a few more packs here like I said. Yeah. I'll start. So I showed you the boxes of '89s. Sure. My hindsight's always 20/20, but a couple years ago, I decided just for a PC run, I wanted to grade an individual packs from the '89 release just for my own collection. And now where we see pack grading costs and where they may never come back to again, I was glad I did that. Yeah. But I showed you the wax boxes. They also had cello pack versions. So here's so '89 Batman, this would be series 1. This is a wrapper variation. It's a cello pack. It's got the Joker wrapper on top. You see it's a 10. So when I went and graded these for my run, I wanted every pack variation. Here is the wax pack variation.
Oh, that's cool.
So the cello pack would have double the cards and no gum. It's a plastic wrapper, and the wax pack is a standard wax pack. So there's this is the original series. So there's the Joker wrapper variation. Then there's also going to be a Batman wrapper variation. There's the cello pack.
That's awesome.
And there is the wax pack.
Now, did O-Pee-Chee do cellos too?
No. So Peachy just had the wax packs.
Okay.
So there's those. And then, like I mentioned, there was a second series because it was so popular. We have the same thing in the second series. We have the cello pack.
Oh, that's cool.
And then the wax pack and this image shows, Batman and Joker on the wrapper.
Sure.
And then, so each release had 2 individual pictures on the wrapper, and here's the second wrapper variation.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so
that was something I just did for my own PC a few years ago. Now I'm glad I did, because I know I wouldn't spend $100 a pack to grade those now.
No kidding.
But that shows you the wrapper variations. Now, if we all want to see some more vintage packs, which we all like, here are some more Red Bat 1966 cellos. This is a particular one I like. It shows Batman and a pirate.
That's awesome. Just the artwork is just incredible on those.
The back of these cellos are usually face out. Not all the time, but a lot of them are. So that's kind of unique. So, you can kind of get a double view of the packs. See another one here. Here's another cool one. This has the penguin in it.
Oh, that's awesome. And so all of the cards in that pack are red Bat.
Correct.
Okay.
And here's a back of one that is not face out. So like I mentioned, you do get some that are face out, but they weren't all face out. And here's one more red.
Oh, that's cool.
What's an interesting side note from those is the I can't think of the guy's name, but there was Topps employed a guy to draw all these pictures for the black, the red, and the blue sets. He was the same guy that drew the images for the 62 Mars Attack set.
I could tell the artwork looked familiar. I didn't know why.
It does look. That's why it's the same guy that did the Mars Attacks. So here's we're moved to the black bats. This was a recent addition. I picked this up at the National. What's unique about this pack is, of course, got a cool picture of the Riddler on top, but if you guys can see, that is also card number 1. So this is card number 1, the Batman on back of a pack.
Wow.
So that pairs up with my cello pack that shows the card on top. There's one with him on back. We'll do one more black bat here. This one's kind of cool because it has the Catwoman in it as well. So you got Batman, Robin, and the Catwoman.
So is that, I guess, is that the Catwoman rookie card since it's the black bat?
Yeah, so they do consider that one, and it may never, it might never happen, but one I would really like. So there's a Joker card in that set that's considered the Joker rookie, and I would love to find a cello pack with that card showing, but I've never seen that surface. And if you want to show, there's a couple more of these are my favorites.
Sure.
The Riddler backs, and I think the reason they're my favorite is they're really the first ones I was able to buy, and then I'm a fan of black bordered sets. I've always liked 71 Topps baseball, 85 Donruss, 85 Topps football, and the black borders here. They're just something I've always liked. And this is a cool one, as there shows the single card of Burt Ward playing Robin.
That's so cool.
So yeah, they're my. It's no news for people who have heard me before, but that's kind of my the crown jewel of my PC are everything we're looking at here. I really like the Batman packs.
Sure. So would you say you like the Batman unopened even more than your baseball unopened?
I do.
Yeah.
So if we had to rank things, where I'd have to sell stuff. The baseball stuff would be gone before the Batman stuff, and it's it's not all about value. So you have interests that aren't value, and there's definitely some value in these Batman items, especially now compared to a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. They've gone up as well, but there's as a collector, you're drawn to certain things, and sometimes it's hard to exactly pinpoint why you're drawn to some. But no doubt, if I had to get rid of items, all the baseball, all the other sports stuff I'd get rid of before I'd get rid of any of these.
Sure. Yeah, I think we all have those items. Those they'll be not necessarily buried. We won't be buried with them, but pretty much it's it's gonna have to take a nuclear blast to get.
Yeah, there's gonna have to be some special circumstances to depart. Even like this silly thing. These
Sure.
89 graded packs. They're not worth very much money, but like I could never sell them. I guess it's unique to my run. I remember watching that movie as a kid, and it's that's why people collect. You find stuff that has interest with you.
Yeah, that was such a great movie too. Tim Burton's first Batman. What a great movie, classic movie. Well, Kurt, thank you so much for taking the time to show us some of your very impressive Batman collection and for educating us. It's been such a blast.
So yeah, Brandon, as always, I enjoy coming on and talking cards, and definitely hit a spot that I'm very fond of.
Glad to hear it. Well, that'll do it, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Take care, and hope you enjoyed the podcast.